Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
जय श्री
Hare Rama
कृष्ण
Rama Rama
चैतन्य प्रभु
Hare
नित्यानंद
Krishna
श्री
Krishna
अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण
Hare
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
Hare
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
Today is Wednesday. It is 17th of December. It's Narayana Masa or Pausha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Trayodasi Tithi. There are two events today. One is the disappearance day of Shri Mahesha Pandita, and another one is the disappearance day of Shri Uddharana Datta Thakur. So just a few lines just about each personality from IskanDJT.com. So about the Mahesh Pandita, he was previously a very munificent coward boy, has now appeared as the Mahesh Pandita. In ecstatic love, he dances like a madman as though intoxicated to the beat of a kettle drum. From the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 1132. According to Gaurav Ganodesha Deepika, Mahesh Pandita was formerly Mahabahu Saka in Krishna Leela. He was a companion of Nityananda Prabhu and was present at the Danda Mahotsava held at Padihati. In Bhaktiratnakara Taranganini, it is stated that when Narottama Das Thakur came to visit Kardaha, he had darshana of the lotus feet of Mahesh Pandita. So Vrindavan Das Thakur has described him as a Param Mahanta due to the fact that he was a very dear to Nityananda Prabhu. Mahesh Pandita's original Sripat at Suksagar merged into the bed of the Ganges, but his worshipable deities of Sri Sri Nitai Gauranga as well as his Samadhi were moved to Palpara. There is a railway station there between Simrali and Chagdaha stations and the Sealda Krishna Nagar line. So that is about the Mahesh Pandita's disappearance day. So he is one of the associates of Nityananda Prabhu, and in the Krishna Leela, he was called Mahabahu Saka. And about Uddharanatta Thakura. So Uddharanatta Thakura, the 11th among the 12th covered boys, was exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda in all respects. So he is also Nityananda Prabhu's associate. So in Brajalela, he was Subahu Saka. He is Subahu. After remaining at the Kardaha for some days, Nityananda Prabhu and his associates came to Saptagram. Saptagram was at the abode of the 7 rishis and is known in this world also as Triveni Ghata. Previously, the 7 rishis did austerities at this Ghata by which they obtained the lotus feet of Govinda. 3 goddesses are present at the Triveni Sangam, namely Jahnavi, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. This most renowned place can destroy the sinful reactions of those who simply see it. Nityananda Prabhu, along with his associates, took bath in great happiness at this very place. The temple of the most fortunate Shri Uddharana was located on the banks of that very Triveni Ghata. With his body, mind, and words free from falsehood, he always worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. He was extremely fortunate as he received the right to serve the eternal form of Nityananda birth after birth, as Uddharana as his servant. So all of the various families of Vaniks or the merchants were purified by the influence of Uddharana Datta. There is no doubt about it. Nityananda Prabhu descended in this world to deliver the Vaniks, the businessmen or merchantmen. He gave them the right to perform loving devotional service. Nitai Chand personally wandered from door to door throughout Saptagram, chanting the holy names as his pastimes. In reciprocation, all the families worshipped his lotus feet and took shelter there. All the world becomes charmed to see their worship of Lord Krishna. Who can estimate the glories of Lord Nityananda, who delivered these Vaniks, who were originally low class, mean-minded, and foolish. In 100 years, I cannot describe the Sankirtana pastimes of Nityananda Ray, which he performed with his associates in Saptagram. And the bliss that was previously felt in Nadia during the Lord's pastimes of Sankirtana, there was again felt in equal measure during Prabhu Nityananda's Sankirtana pastimes here. And Uddhanatta Thakura's father name was Shri Kadadatta and his mother's name Shri Bhadravati. Shri Uddhanatta Thakura was the finance minister of the king of Naihati village. The ruins of the king's palace can still be seen there today. The place where Uddhanatta Thakura lived and from which he managed the business of the king is even today known as Uddharanpur. A sixth armed deity of Mahaprabhu, Shadbhujamurti, which was worshipable deity of Uddhanadatta Thakura, is still present at Saptagram. To the right of Mahaprabhu is Nityananda Prabhu, and to his left, Sri Gadadhara. Another Simhasana is Sri Sri Radha Govinda, and below a painting and deity of Uddhanadatta Thakura. Sri Jahnava Mata came to Uddhanadatta's house, but he was not present on this earth then. His son's name was Srivasa Datta Thakura. Saptagram is the first station after Bandel on the Bandel Bod Daman line. Within ruins of King's Palace at Bonauri Bhat, there is a grand temple where deities of Sri Sri Nitai Gauranga and Lord Balaram are still being worshipped. Okay, so that is about Uddhananda Thakura's disappearance. So both are Nityananda Prabhu's associates. Okay, that's all from Evan's perspective. We shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Lord Brahma, he is offering praise to the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And also, he has not yet started the creation, but he is foreseeing all the futures. So he has glorified the Lord and also about his glories. And also now, his angle is now looking at the living entities in this world, especially the people, how they are going to suffer in this material world. So here Brahma, before his creation, in order to make the living entities bewilder, he has Sasajagri Antamishram Atatamishram Mahamoham Chamoham Cha. So like Adhyanajam Tamaha, likewise, he has created so many of these elements so that living entities feel that they are the material bodies and act according to their position. This is प्रकृतेः कर्माणि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते. So living entities, they will think that they are doing it, but actually nature is working on them. But here Brahma, before his creation, while he is glorifying Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, so he is mentioning all these things. If anyone is not coming to the lotus feet of the Lord, they will be entangled in this material world. In this world, people think that there is a solution for so many problems, many solutions for one problem. That is not the right thing. So here, only one solution for all the problems. One solution for all the problems, coming to the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. Apart from that, there is no other way. People go through different spiritual processes, but until they come to the lotus feet of Krishna, they do not have any other shelter. So likewise, all the Brahma's prayers is a summarizing and essence of those uh, philosophical points and the factual things. This is before the creation. Yesterday we have seen Tavad Bayam Dravina Deha Suhran Nimittam Shokaha Spruha Paribho Viplasha Lobaha Tavan Mameti Asadavagraha Atyamolam Yavanna Tengrim Abhayam Pravnita Lokaha. Until they come to the lotus feet of the Lord, they will go through this is me, this is my body, this is my relatives, this wealth is mine home, like this. Tavan Mameti Asadavagraha Atyamolam Asad, which is the temporary nature. And holding that, they will go through so many miseries until they come to lotus feet of the Lord. So further today, Brahma is going in a little bit of deeper. So people, they neglect the glories and the Krishna Katha, and then they engage themselves in the so many of horrible activities because they have lost their smriti and the remembrance, the relationship between the living deity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then why they work so much hard is, he says, a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of pleasure. For that one, with so much of greediness, they engage themselves in the horrible works. What is that little bit? A few moments of the happiness. Likewise, Brahma is addressing that point as well as part of his prayers to the Lord. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 9 and verse number 7. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् सर्व अशुभ उपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायधीन लोभाविभूत मनसु अकुशलानि शश्वत् दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् दैवेन ते दैवेन is the by fate of misfortune, by fate of misfortune, daivena te, those people, they means that they, hatadhiya, bereft of memory, hatadhiya, bereft of memory, bhavataha prasangad, and these are the bhavataha prasangad topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, my dear Lord, this is bhavataha of you, prasangad, those topics about you. And sarva ashubha upashamanad vimukendriyaye. And those topics, sarva ashubha, all inauspiciousness, and then upashamanad, curbing down. They will give free from all kinds of inauspicious things. Curbing down. Vimukha indriyaye. Vimukha is turned against indriyaha, senses. Ye, those people. Instead of discussing the topics of the Lord, they engage themselves in the horrible works. When they engage in the discussing topics of the Lord, that will relieve them from all kinds of miserable works. That is Bhavataha Prasangad. But they do not, they're always Vimukha. Vimukha means they turned against those topics. For what sake? Kurvanti Kamasukha. And Kurvanti, they act for the sake of Kamasukha, sense gratification. And how much is that? Is the lesha, a brief, a little moment. Lavayadhena, lesha lavayadhena. For a moment only, not for longer period. Lesha lavayadhena. Dhena, poor fellows. Kurvanti kama sukha lesha lavayadhena. Lobha vibhota manasu akushilani shashvat. Lobha abhibhota, overwhelmed by greed. Manaso, of one whose mind, akushilani shashvat, akushilani. So they engage themselves in the inauspicious activities all the time. For the sake of a moment, a few moments of happiness, the poor fellows put the stake of the entire life into inauspicious activities. Likewise, Brahma is mentioning. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् सर्व अशुभ उपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति काम सुकलेश लवायधीन लोभाभिभूत मनसु अकुशलानि शश्वत्. Translation. O my Lord, persons who are bereft of the all auspicious performance of chanting and hearing about your transcendental activities are certainly unfortunate and are also bereft of good sense. They engage in inauspicious activities, enjoying sense gratification for a very little while. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can you request Hagma Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. The next question is why people are against such auspicious activities as chanting and hearing the glories and pastimes of the Lord, which can bring total freedom from the cares and anxieties of material existence. The only answer to this question is that they are unfortunate because of supernatural control due to the offensive activities performed simply for the sake of sense gratification. The Lord's pure devotees, however, take compassion upon such unfortunate persons and, in a missionary spirit, try to persuade them into the line of devotional service. Only by the grace of pure devotees can such unfortunate men be elevated to the position of transcendental service. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hi, thank you, Mataji. So here, this is why people are engaged in the inauspicious activities and against such as auspicious activities as chanting and hearing the glories and pastimes of the Lord. We see sometimes we go to the temple and come and then we think, okay, this is so beautiful. Why don't we engage for a long time? And then immediately their intelligence is built. I have got so many duties. I need to work and I need to do so many other things. And the plans are there and bring them because they have not got the taste to stay there for longer time. It is, for example, whenever there is a lectures are going on, and then even sometimes if it attracts our mind little bit that it is so beautiful, we try to give our time to hear more and more. But if it is not pleasing, then oh, I have got other work, I need to go and do it. And immediately the mind will divert them to engage themselves in the materialistic activities. One can practically experience this. But the topic may be interesting because of the taste of the person, it whether he will be choosing to stay there or not stay there. It is entirely up to him because he has that taste is there. This is Vishya Vinivattante Niraharasya Dehinah Rasavadhyam Rasopyasya Param Drishtva Nivattate. That taste Param Drishtva. And here, because the taste, how does the taste come? Is Susrusha Sradhanasya Vasudeva Kata Ruchihi. Vasudeva Kata Ruchihi. When you render service unto the great personalities, Susrusha Sradhanasya Vasudeva Kata Ruchihi Syan Masya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevanat. When we render service unto the devotees, pure devotees of the Lord. Then, and their missions, whatever following their instructions, render some service, that vidhi pranipatena, and then somewhere other render some service to them. Then automatically the taste will come. Vasudeva kata ruchihi. Then this is the answer. When we go to the temple, then we engage ourselves more and more there. Sometimes some people even go to the Vaikuntha, but they cannot stay in the Vaikuntha and come back. There are so many instances. People will go and then see for a particular purpose and come back. If Vaikuntha is the ultimate destination, why don't they stay there? Because they have not yet developed the taste or desire to stay there. So that will, when we stay there, which will bring total freedom from the cares and anxieties of material existence. Freedom from the cares and anxieties of material existence. So the only answer to this question is that they are unfortunate because of supernatural control due to their offensive activities performed simply for the sake of sense gratification. This is supernatural control due to this is Drapahi Alpatapasaha. Seva Vaikuntavatmasu Yatropagite Nityam Devo Devo Janardanaha. And also Drapahi, it is mentioned Drapahi means very less fortune. Drapahi Alpatapasaha. They have not tried by their personal endeavor in any angle. Alpatapasaha. Seva Vaikunthavatmasu. They did not engage themselves in the devotional service, rendering service to the devotees. Because of those things, it is not possible for them to come to Krishna consciousness, where always chanting the glories of the Lord and performing, chanting, hearing, and singing, dancing, and feasting. It is not possible for them to take part. अद्रापाह्यल्पतपसः सेवा वैकुण्ठवत्मसु यत्रोपगीते नित्यं देवदेवो जनार्दनः. We are glorifying the Supreme Lord, not some particular materialistic person for some benefit's sake. We are glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has created this universe, who is giving the material bodies for us to experience those pains and pleasures according to our desires. Okay, so we are glorifying that Supreme Personality of Godhead, not for anyone else. So it is again engaging when the offensive activity due to their offensive activities performed simply for the sake of sense gratification. For that purpose, we ignore many things. And then the Lord's pure devotees, however, take compassion upon such unfortunate persons and in a missionary spirit try to persuade them into the line of devotional service. So this is devotees, they wander Parivrajakacharyas. They wander around the world to give Krishna consciousness to each and every conditioned soul. Then they will understand the relationship between themselves and the Supreme Lord. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. As soon as that relationship is awakened, and then they will start engaging some service, uh, and then later on they will attain the ultimate prayojana, the benefit, freedom from material entanglements, and then eternal devotional service. For that purpose, devotees they wander around the world to give Krishna consciousness. जनस्य कृष्णाद् विमुखस्य देवाद् अधर्मशीलस्य सुदिक्कितस्य अनुग्रहयेह चरन्ति नूनं भूतानि भव्यानि जनार्दनस्य. Anugrahayeha, in order to give and bestow some mercy on those conditioned souls. Then these devotees of the Lord wander around the world. Anugraheha charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardhanasya. That is, they always come but many people, they do not come and hear. They do not give attention to those devotees as well. Devotees are, it is so fortunate if one come across those devotees in the streets or whenever they are chanting, having nice tilak and having books in their hands and trying to chant, doing chanting and all those singing the glories of the Lord. And then seeing them itself so pleasing, so fortunate. But some people they think they understand that, but again they are pulled by the material activities. They were pulled by the material activities. Daivena te. Daivena. And only by the grace of pure devotees can such unfortunate men be elevated to the position of transcendental service. Again, this is stressed everywhere. Without the touch of a devotee, it is not possible for any conditioned soul to come on to the transcendental service or transcendental position. There are so many paths like Ashtanga Yoga, so many yogas are there. But they all at the end they have to come to Krishna consciousness. Without the touch of Krishna consciousness, there is no perfection. All the scriptures, it is Vedashi sarvair ahameva vedho vedanta krid veda videva chaham. Everything at the end it will end with Krishna consciousness. All of their austerities and penances, it will bring them to Krishna consciousness finally. And there, before the enter into the elevated position, there should be a touch of a devotee. Vina Mahatpada Rajobhishekam. Again, Jadabhatta also confirms that one. Who is the pure devotee of the Lord? Okay, and all scriptures only taking that one. So here, a living entity, he always engaging sense grat for a little while because of Daivenate. Again, Kapil Bhagavan also says that Nunam Daivena Vihata Yecha Achyuta Katha Sudham Hitva Surinvanti Hitva Surinvanti Asadgataha. Hitva Shrinvanti Asadgataha. So they will leave the nectarian pastimes of the Supreme Lord and they set aside and they engage themselves in the Asadgataha, the temporary nature of this material world. The news, movies, engagement, entertainments, and then just like a Purishima with Bujaha, they as a stool eating hog, a nasty hog. It takes pleasure in the nasty places, and it's like that. Likewise, people, they consume the news and entertainment news of this material world, which is of the temporary nature. Likewise, Kapil Bhagavan says, this is Daivena, nonam Daivena Vihata. Here Brahma says that one, Daivena te, bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. Daivena te hatadhya, by bereft of memory. So here Brahma, before his creation itself, he is now establishing the philosophy what is going to be the world. See, Brahma was also not happy when he has created the first element, Satajagri, Andata Mishra, Atata Mishra, Mahamoham Cha, Moham Cha, those things, he was not happy. Again, he has to go through the meditation for his purification. Again, why I have been engaged in the horrible activities of this creation like that. In the beginning of this chapter, before that, he was praying to the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu that by looking at this earth, water, fire, and all those things, he was glancing to have secondary creation. And for that, he is praying. Now, within his prayer, again, he is saying so many things. And Brahma was not happy. Later on, he started to create, and from his intelligence, he created four Kumaras. And then he asked them to expand the progeny, and they did not accept. Again, he was not happy. Again, Lord Shiva came from the eyebrows of Lord Brahma. And then he was crying loudly, and then he was called Rudra. Brahma gave the names, that 11 names and 11 wives as well, so that he gave the instructions to go and expand the progeny. And then those children were disturbing the creation as well. Those children are both so many other things. They are disturbing elements. Again, Lord Brahma asked him to stop, and then you engage yourself in the penance. And then again, further, he created Prajapati, so many other things. Brahma, though he is the creator, he was not happy. Okay, so that's why he is always engaging in the penances. Of course, there are many other reasons. But it is an opportunity for the living entities to free themselves from the entanglement. This is yatagavo nasi protaha tantyam baddha namabihi tantyam baddha damabihi vaktantyam baddha namabihi balim vahanti balimishituhu. So like a cow, it has got a nose thread, and then later on another thread which is tying a strong rod or something like that, a pillar, so that it cannot move away. Likewise, living entities are very strongly tied to their positions, entangled. Unless a devotee come and open the knots, it is not possible for them to free themselves. That is only possible by, this is the call jnana sina, transcendent knowledge, which is like a sword to cut the knots of the material entanglement. Vidyate hradi grandhi siddhyante sarvasamsayaha chiyanti chasya karmani drushta evatmani sware, cutting the knot. Then he would be able to see the his original position and supreme personality of Godhead. He will be able to understand what is his duty. Okay, that is, everything is possible only by the devotee's mercy. Okay, so this is Brahma's prayer. Daivena te hatadhiyo bhavatah prasangat sarva ashubha upshamanat vimukendriyaye kurvanti kama sukha lesa lavaya dhina lobha vibhuta manasu akushila nishashvat. Can I request devotees kindly repeat line by line behind me? दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात्
दैवे ते हता धियो भवता
भवतः प्रसंगत
सर्व अशुभ उपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाये
सर्व अशुभ
शमनात् विमुखेन्द्रिय
इंद्रियाये
कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायदीना
कुर्वन्ति काम सुखलेशलवायदीना
लोभाविभूतमनसु अकुशलानि शश्वत्
लोभाभिभूता मनसु कुशलानि शश्वत्.
Okay, once again. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात्
दैवेन ते हतधियो भवता प्रसंगात्
प्रसंगात्
सर्व अशुभ उपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाये
सर्व
सर्वाशुभोपशमानाद्
अशुभोपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाय
कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायदीन
कुर्वन्ति
कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायादीना
लवायदीन
लोभाभिभूतमनसो अकुशलानि शश्वत्
लोभाभिभूता
लोभाभूतमनसो
मनसो
कुशालानि
कुशलानि
स्वस्था
सस्वत्
Once more. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसङ्गात्
दैवेन ते हतधियो भवता प्रसंगात्
सर्व अशुभ उपशमनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाये
सर्व
सर्व
उपशमनात्
अशुभोपशमनात्
विमुखन्द्रियाये
विमुखेन्द्रियाय
कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायदीन
कुर्वन्ति
कुर्वन्ति
कामसुखलेशलवायादीना
कामश्लेषलवायदीन
लोभाभिभूतमनसो अकुशलानि शश्वत्
लोभाभिभूतमनसो कुशलानि स्वस्थ शाश्वत
Very nice. Okay, so can I request devotees kindly take a turn to recite? Hangman Mataji, would you like to go first?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् सर्वशुभो उप उपशामनोद् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायदीना लोभाभिभूता मनसो कुशलानि शाश्वत हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू प्रभु जी
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Swarup Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् सर्व अशुभोपशमानाद् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामा सुखलेशलवायादीना लोभाभिभूता मनसो अकुशलानि सस्वत्
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhavati Sachi Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna devotees. दैवेन ते हतदीयो भवता प्रसंगात् सर्वा अशुभा पशमनाद् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामा सुखलेशलवायदीना लोभा अभिभूतमनसो अकुशलानि शाश्वत हरे कृष्ण
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Abhishek Mataji, please.
देवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसंगात् सर्वासुखोपशमना द्विमुखेन्द्रियाणि कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवायदीना लोभाभिभूता मनसो कुशलानि शाश्वत
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Ved Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Daivena te hatadhiyo bhavataha prasangat sarva ashubho pashamanad vimukhendriyaye kurvanti kama sukhalesha lavayadina lobha vibhuta manaso akushalani shashvat. Thank you. Sorry for mistake.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Meena Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण देवेन ते हतधियो भवत्प्रसङ्गा सर्वासु भूपस्मनाद्रिमुखेन्द्रिये सर्वासु भूपस्मनाद्रिमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवाय सरस्वत हरे कृष्ण
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanjita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuya. दैवेन च हतधियो भवतः प्रसङ्गात् सर्व अशुभ उपसामनात् विमुखेन्द्रियाते कुर्वन्ति काम सुखलेश लवयादीना लो लोभा लोभाभिभूत मनसो अकुशलानि शाश्वत. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. And Devashish Prabhuji, would you like to try?
कृष्ण प्रभु दैवेतना दैवे हितादियो भगवत प्रसंगात सर्वे भूपशन्नात्मा वि- वि- विमुख नित्ये कुर्वाति कर्म सुखलेशालभाय दीना लभाहितवु मनसो कुशलेशवाय. Very good.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Jagriti Tanna Mataji, please. Jagriti Tanna Mataji. Okay, so Mataji is not available. And okay, I think all devotees recited. Thank you so much. Okay, this is Daive Nate Hatadhyo Bhavataha Prasangad.
Please start, Prabhuji. Shall I go?
Yes, Mataji.
दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसङ्गात् सर्वसुखोपमसमाद् विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामाः सुखलेशलाभाय दीने लोभाभिभूता मनसो कुशलानि स्वस्वत्. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you. Apologize for the mistakes.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, this is Daive Nate Hatadhyo Bhavataha Prasangat Sarva Ashubha Vupshamanad Vimukendriyaye Kurvanti Kama Sukha Lesa Lavaya Dina Lobha Vibhuta Manasu Akushilani Sheshvat. This is Akushilani. There is apostrophe before the word. That means A is alphabet A is substituted there. Akushilani Sheshvat. But a grammatical point of view, it will go Manasho Akushilani Sheshvat. Manaso Kushilani. Combinedly, Manaso Kushilani. Otherwise, when we take a break, Manaso Akushilani Sheshvat. Okay, says. And whenever we change.
Prabhu, I missed it. Can you please repeat? I was just away for a minute. Can you please repeat it, please? Hare Krishna.
So Manaso Akushalani Shashvat. Akushala, sometimes here Amrita comes, but sometimes Mrita people recite as a Mrita and like that. It would change the meaning entirely. So here, when there is apostrophe before the word, their alphabet A is substituted. Akushalani. So Manaso, when we are combinedly reciting, Manaso Kushalani Shashvat. So when this O and K here, they will combinedly produce the same sound, Akushalani, when we in a single word. But when we take a little bit of a breath, Loba Vibhota Manaso Akushalani Shashvat, then A will be properly pronounced, Akushalani. Otherwise, sometimes Kushala means auspicious. Akushala means inauspicious. Okay, just okay, stressing that point. And also similarly, there are many other places in the scriptures. There is a Amrita is to be pronounced, but devotees they will be saying as a Mrita and something likewise, so many other words. It will change the meaning. Okay, so just to have a attention for that point. Whenever you see apostrophe, there we need to see a substitute a. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that is from Bhagavatam. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to Bhavananda, January 21st, 1971, Allahabad. Okay, it's a small letter only. Can you request Meena Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna. My dear Bhavananda, please accept my blessing and offer the same to your good wife, Malika Dasi. I am in due receipt of your very kind letter dated 4th January 1971, as well as the maintenance check for $105. And I thank you very much. Also, I have received the 9 letters asking for initiation in this regard. I received the 9 letters asking for initiations in this regard. Let them chant strongly for 2 months, and by the end of March, I shall go there and initiate them personally. That will be better. But if they are so much anxious, then their beads can be sent, or else a $5 per set of Tulsi beads can be sent, and that will cover the cost of shipping also. But it is better if they wait. Please thank all 9 devotees for their very sincere letters. So far as touching the deity, is concerned, that can be done only by the priest. Only on very special occasions are they allowed to touch the deity. Touch means to place tulsi. Touch means to place tulsi mixed with sandalwood at Krishna's lotus feet. Your winter schedule is very nice. I'm so glad to hear that temple worship is going on nicely and that you have made program for discussing all our books. Such group discussion of transcendental topic is so much potent and should and all should participate. So far as Bhakti Bhakti Jana getting himself married, I have written him separately about this. The child the child Chilbyosh Ananda can keep this name until he is old enough to be initiated. Please offer my blessing to the others there, hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Yeah, so Prabhupada is just mentioning regarding, like, to the initiation, to the devotee, like, about um, yeah, so there was 9 devotee who wants to take the initiation. So Prabhupada is mentioning to wait, until he will be there and, to do the initiation personally. But he also mentioned that if they cannot wait, then he asked like to pay like $5 and which is including shipment and everything. So, but he insists, he wants them to wait. That will be more benefited. So yeah. And he also mentioned that touching deity is not like, not required by everybody, but only priests can touch the deity. So yeah. And he also mentioning that the winter schedule and all this, is going very nicely. And yeah, and about and also giving the so it's just saying that winter schedule is like, they are doing this very nicely, and he was very happy about the progress and everything. And also like, there was one of his child was Ananda, like, I said keep name until it's get initiated. And yeah, and then he's just giving the blessing to other as well. Yeah, and then he also mentioned like such group discussion is very important about discussing the book and everything. Just we are doing, so that is very important. Yes, Prabhuji, there's something I can get from here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read and summarized. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees? And Mataji, you wanted to add anything, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I know Mataji has described all well, and just that I feel like the main takeaway point would be how he's emphasizing on the books, the importance of the books, and because they contain all the philosophies and practices, so he's saying we should remain as close to it as possible, in order to so that devotees can stay connected to the original teachings and original teachings and mood. And so yes, Prabhuji, so that was about books and other things like about who should be allowed to touch the deity. He elaborated on that and mentioned that only priests are allowed to apply the sandalwood and tulsi. And yes, Prabhuji, those are my takeaway points from the letter today. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. David Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, I just have a question about this. Deity, touching of the deities, they mean the temple, but what about at home? Are we, obviously, because when we are changing and things, that is.
Yes, Mataji. At home, we can do all those things, but in the temple, priest would touch, and all devotees would, if we give chance to everyone,
Yes.
your day is not sufficient.
No. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
But Lord says that one has to touch the Madhyasna Darshana Sparsha Puja Stuti Abhimandanaihi. So he says that one has to touch my deity, likewise Kapil Bhagavan describes as part of devotional service. So that's why devotees are advised to have deities at home. But when you have deities, you need to worship them nicely decorating, offering bhoga, prasadam all the 3 times a day. If they are installed by the acharyas and gurus, but those activities needs to carry on. If it is very difficult, maybe you can have the Gauranitai deities. So just singing and chanting, those things are sufficient. And sometimes when if for the offerings, if it is bit difficult to offer big bhogas, maybe dry fruits and fruit can be offered as simple, as minimum as possible, at least. But when you have got a good time and all those things, it is good to prepare everything else. Okay, but at home when we have got deities, we can touch, dressing and everything else. That is our privacy. So just we are acting like a parents to the child.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Just wanted to share a experience. I came yesterday. There was a video I watched about regarding this home deity. There was a gentleman in India, and he had someone has given him the Gopal, and he brought Gopal to his home, and he was living a little cot, thali cot, and he was serving him like his own son every day. Exactly same way like son, and he got an attachment, and how Gopal was reciprocating with him. One day he gave him a big bhoga with the Pandit came in the house, and the Pandit he forgot to give him the water but gave him the whole bhoga. And then in the middle of the night he dreamed, the Gopal came in the dream and said like, look, I'm so thirsty, my food is not going down, is not digesting. So the Pandit came to that person's house running in the middle of the night and pressed the bell, and they said, oh, what happened? They said, open the quickly. And then he put the water in there, and then this happened. So that gentleman came in the video and was saying that it not only once and the other time as well. He one day he dreamed that oh, you came brought me from the temple, and now I'm living in a cot, little cot house. So make a house. Then he cried, said, Bhagavan, how I can make? I do not have enough. He was just a day labor. Soon he had some opportunity to do business, and he got so much money. He built a house of 3 floors. So the moral of the story is he was saying that how Bhagavan reciprocate with when you treat him his own family member in the house, like your son or family, he reciprocate exactly the same way. Horrible Prabhu. I just thought share. I saw that yesterday.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. So beautiful, Prabhuji. Yes, the Lord will reciprocate. So this is again Yetamam Prapadyante Tam Sadaiva Bhajamyaham Mamatman Vatante Manushaha Pada Sarvashaha Yadjidhya Vibhavayanti Taddad Vapuhu Pranise Sadanugrahaya. So that is one of the sloka also comes from Brahma's prayers. Whatever the form we worship, the Lord will appear to them in the similar kind of form. Taddad Vapuhu Pranise Sadanugrahaya. This 11th shloka comes. Tam bhakti bhava paribhavita krut saroja aste sudekshita pachoranada pumsam yadjadhyad urgayu bhavayanti taddad vapuhu pranase sadanugrahaya. The similar form, he will reciprocate just as Prabhuji mentioned. These are the factual stories. One side is going on scriptural injunctions, but practically one go through that life. That is realizations. Life is full of realizations. That is the devotee's life. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, thank you, Devashish Prabhu, for sharing this beautiful katha, and really, Lord reciprocates, as you mentioned, lovingly. If you serve him with love, then of course he reciprocates with that. Yesterday, just wanted to mention, like Purvasha, she had a program in school which was till late, and so we went to pick her up, and then we were waiting, and we went to Radha Landaneshwar temple, and for after, I mean, this was the first time we got to see the Shayan Arati. I'll share some pictures. It was so beautiful. The whole, I mean, it's an amazing feeling. The whole temple, they switch off the light, and only Lord's deity light is on, and nice kirtan. It felt so blissful. So, like we of course do not get all the time never to attend it. So just it felt very nice. So just wanted to share. I'll share the pictures in the group. Yeah.
Which temple is this, Mataji?
Uh, Radha Landaneshwar temple, Prabhu. Soho.
Oh, Radha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's very far from a place. So I mean, it's that time of the day, like we do not go. So because we were waiting for her, my daughter, to pick up, so we went there and saw the Shayan Arati. It was very nice. Yeah. I mean, the feeling is Mangal Arati we get to attend, but Shayan Arati never. So that felt very nice. So I just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, if I may add one small thing. I know we are running out of time now. So normally I don't go to the manor on the weekdays, especially between Tuesday and Thursday, because I go to work, which is quite far. Yesterday, I do not know what happened, Prabhu. I started from work, and almost my car was being pulled towards the manor. I crossed my exit M25. I kept on going for 1 hour 40 minutes, and I was very pleased because there was a lot of things going through my mind, and I thought uh, it's Krishna's mercy. But actually, after I attended I reached a bit late, 7:15, so attended the rest of the arati, and then I was just sitting and having some prasadam, and the Mataji from the reception came and asked me that there is a Prabhu who has come from India and he needs to be dropped. I said, okay. He said, maybe to the Watford Junction. And I said, okay. And then the Prabhu told me that he has come for a visit from India. He has made all the way trip to Manor and he didn't know how to go back because he lives not very far from me in West London. And it's such this thing you can call it coincidence, or it's Krishna's way. Krishna almost pulled me there because I think he recognizes this devotee of his has come all the way and we wouldn't know how to go back. Almost for me to give a lift to him and to bring back to his home. at night because it was quite late, and we stayed for a little bit for the kirtan, and then I dropped him back. I just thought I'll mention it, that how Krishna, has his own plans, and how he reciprocates to his devotee who has come all the way from India, and he knew that he wouldn't. Wouldn't have been easy for him to go back home because it would have taken him by public transport more than 2 hours or 2.5 hours. That's all, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Yes, Prabhuji. That is how devotees, they will see whatever is happening under the divine supervision. All of us, Deho pi devashika kalu karma yavat, swarambakam pratsamichita eva saso. Every activity of a devotee is arranged by the Lord. Sometimes we may think it is by incident or coincidence, something like that. But actually, that is not. But Lord arranges. He knows what to use. Move the coins and a chessboard, something like that. He will move the devotees according to the arrangement. That one has to understand. Whatever is happening, it is for all good. Lord is desiring that. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing that. Any other things?
Prabhu, yeah, just about the book distribution, I just wanted to mention, Pallab Prabhu in his office, I was mentioning about the corporate outreach, right? Like approaching the, employees and employer in the office. So Pallab Prabhu tried last 2 days, 3 days. So he was quite successful in distributing a lot of books, really, many packs. So almost he got a Lakshmi of 150 pounds. So just requesting other devotees also if they want to try, because door to door sometimes it's not possible. Weather and household things in the evening, weekdays, weekends we try, but anybody want to do try that, and even to two of his colleagues who are Muslim also, but like they were earlier Hindu, but they got converted, so from Bangladesh, but he tried and they accept, like in essence, and other books like 4 questions, the book I was mentioning, initial books, and one of them took self-realization. And also, we just try. One day he was not successful, but he kept on trying, so finally managed to give quite a lot. So yeah, I'm just requesting other devotees, like if you can do a bit of join in the Sankirtan, then it'll be really great. Prabhupada will be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful thing. Book distribution is very important. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so that's all from Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, today is Wednesday. At the evening at 8 o'clock, we have got Kirtan evening. And our session starts at 6:30 p.m. So devotees will chant and then maybe 5-10 minutes break, and then they will continue the program. Kirtan programs. Okay, that is our every evening again devotees are coming together and chanting, so auspicious, so vibrant morning and evening. Again, okay, that's all from upcoming events perspective. Okay, and the devotees, if you are happy, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Okay,
कृपा सिंधु भयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवेंद्र की जय। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय।
Krishna
हरे कृष्ण।